30. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. Yep, it's fine. God damn it, man! I fucking hate injuries. Just play. My laptop's being so stupid right now. Oh my god, it's aggravating the hell out of me. Not having fun. That's it? That's crazy. I'm shocked that none isn't a better play on their sheet.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to this Thursday stream of our three-game slate. Happy Halloween to everybody who celebrates it. Just a couple announcements. As you guys seen, we just tweeted out that we had an issue with the showdown lineups. This was actually going on for a while before we caught it. So just gonna state that going forward, you're gonna have to purchase every single showdown slate. $5. The reason for that is because we don't want to flood the contest with too many showdown slates, so they're obviously not going to be included in our NBA package. So I'm sorry for those who have already purchased that with the knowledge that thinking that they're going to get every single showdown slate. The reason is because we want all of our members to be profitable. So we're just limiting every single slate to 10 lineups. So if you want to go ahead and buy those individually, go for it. We've had a lot of success. I think it was 7 out of 9, TJ. Correct me if I'm wrong. 7 out of 9 slates.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's a very high hit rate. So, and guys, it was always supposed to be like that. So if you're gonna DM us and say I thought it was this, I thought it was that, we made it pretty clear in the tweets. In the tweets that I made, there was just an error with the website. So it's supposed to be $5 a pop. Just because you pay $5 doesn't mean you have access to every single showdown lineup moving forward. Yeah, again, to reiterate, it was always supposed to be $5 per lineup.
So yeah,
please refrain from DMing us saying like I thought it was this, I thought it was that, because it was our mistake. So hopefully you enjoyed the freebies, but moving forward, it is going to be $5 each.
With that being said, we're doing both showdowns tonight for NBA, and we're also going to do NFL a little bit later. So let's go ahead and dive into the slate. TJ, you want to give us your favorite cash plays?
Yes. Again, everybody, happy Halloween. For those of you who have kids, hope you guys have a good night tonight. The first and most obvious play is going to be Kawhi Leonard at 9,500. He sat last night due to his management load against Utah. Kawhi is back in San Antonio tonight. I don't really call this a revenge game because it's obviously been a little bit now since he's been a Spur. But at 9,500, he's averaging right now through 4 games with the Clippers a 37.5% usage rate, a 49% assist rate, which obviously I assume will go down, but right now that's just bonkers, especially for a guy like Kawhi. 13% rebound rate, and then a 1.81 draft king per minute. So he's been a monster so far in these 4 games. The one thing about Kawhi with this whole management load is his minutes are always lower than a lot of superstars. He only plays around like 31 a game. And that can make a difference, I guess. But on a night like tonight, where it's only 3 games and he's 9,500, Kawhi should be in everybody's lineup. He'll probably be the chalkiest guy. So Kawhi is definitely the stud to have in there tonight.
So I also want to say that, looking at Vegas odds, you guys know I do this for player props. If we take a look here at Kawhi Leonard, minus 22 on 26.5 points, so they hit the over. They slammed the over on that. If you look at his rebounds, minus 137, so they slammed the over on 6.5. And assists, they also slammed the over 182, minus 182 on 4.5. So that shows you that he's going to be very undervalued on Roto. I don't know why my Roto screen's lagging here. But his price tag is... TJ, you have that in front of you?
What?
His price
Kawhi's
tag?
price?
Yeah.
9,500.
Yeah, 9,500. So that is still undervalued just because, it seems like he is the man on that team. And also a pace-up game. I know the Spurs are playing a little bit more up-tempo than they're used to. So the Clippers being projected at 116. Definitely Kawhi is going to be chalk tonight for sure. You want to move on to another chalk play?
Yeah. Well, another cash game play for us. I know you and I have been talking about this, but actually, let's. Okay, yeah, we'll go this way. DeAndre Bembry. Bembry right now is 4.7K. Obviously, the news with Trae Young being out a couple games. I think it was like at least a couple games, 2 weeks maximum. Bembry is projected 30 minutes tonight. He doesn't really have that high of a usage rate, but if I have it right here, he's averaging 0.77 DK points per game right now, which obviously isn't anything crazy. But with Trae Young being out, somebody's going to have to produce for that team. Bembry logged a bunch of minutes last game. Once Trae Young went out, I think he played 17 minutes in the second half or something like that. So he's a pretty good salary relief guy tonight at 4.7K. I mean, it allows you a lot of flexibility, and there's also some guys lower that we like as well. So DeAndre Bembry, he's not going to do anything special or crazy for you tonight. I wouldn't expect him to go out and get you 40 DraftKings points, but he definitely should hit value, and he's definitely going to be chalky. So
another player I want to talk about that popped not only on Vegas but on our sheet is LaMarcus Aldridge. He seems to be a cash play tonight, 7.2, playing in a pace-up game. Do you think he's going to make it into our cash build?
I think he's definitely got a shot, but obviously this news with Justice Winslow, I just crunched some more numbers.
Do you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Say it again?
I said you want to go ahead and talk about that because we haven't touched base on that.
Yeah, well, it's a small sample size with Justice Winslow being ruled out. I mean, Roto has the court IQ is Jimmy Butler's 16-minute sample size. Kendrick Nunn being the most with the 31-minute sample size. So it's going to be tough to kind of decipher who you want in your lineup with Justice Winslow out. We're also waiting for news on Will Barton, so that could affect guys like Gary Harris. Who's the other guy? Not Trey Lyles. What's his name? Oh, my God, I'm drawing a blank right now.
On who?
On Denver.
Millsap?
Nope, it's not Millsap. God damn it. Malik Beasley. God.
Beasley.
Sorry. Malik Beasley. So we're still pending that news on Will Barton. But, I mean, you're going to have to make some tough calls. I like Bam tonight. Bam's a great play for Atlanta. But then, you got guys like Dragic, 5.8K, Kendrick Nunn, 5.6K, and then Tyler Hero, 5.7K. They're all going to be getting 30-plus minutes. I mean, you can have all of them in your lineup if you want. I definitely think you need one of them. Who that is, it's a toss-up. If gun to my head, I'd take Kendrick Nunn just based off of what he's done so far this year. But then it looked like last game that the Heat played, Tyler Hero was the guy that stepped up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely a toss-up, but those guys are definitely going to carry some high ownership, and Jimmy Butler now with Winslow being out will carry high ownership. So
you also have to keep in mind too. Hero was like in the 4 ranges. He's 5.7 now. I mean, that's 5.7. We're talking like that's mid-range value right there. I don't know if I can trust Hero at 5.7 as much as I do Nunn, just because he's shown us that he can consistently put up those numbers, and especially at 34 minutes. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, all those guys have done. Like Kendrick Nunn started at 3.2K, so
yeah.
I mean, all those guys in general have gotten a huge bump. Besides, Dragic was always floating around 5.5.
We were talking about this before the stream. We'd be all in on the Heat if it wasn't for these price increases, because obviously Bam Adebayo was 7 just a game ago. He's 7.6 now. Even Butler was 7.8. He's 8.2 now. Hero went up. Like, all these guys had a price increase, and now with Winslow out, it's making it harder for us to shove these guys into our lineup comfortably. You know, I'd be all in on the Miami if it was last game, if Winslow was out, but, you know, they're 111 points, so it's nothing too special.
Yeah, I mean, but in relativity to the slate, they're right in the middle for their team total over.
Right.
So it makes a little sense. They're playing Atlanta too, that they might be priced up a little bit. So it's going to be tough to decipher with the sample size, but I would expect Kendrick Nunn or probably Dragic to make our lineup now, and I also wouldn't be surprised if Bam was in there. So, and it looks like Myers Leonard is going to start again, so they've been consistent with that.
I think the one time we took him, he did nothing, right? One time we took him.
Yeah, he starts the halves and then doesn't play, so they play small ball.
So I'm showing Jabari Parker doesn't pop on our sheet. It's showing it's 4.2 values, and I'm assuming because it was 24 minutes. But on Roto and Vegas, they actually like him. How do you feel about Jabari playing against Miami?
Jabari against Miami. I mean, there's a ton of value in that game everywhere, from Ben Bray. Cam Reddish is starting tonight. Cam Reddish, 32 minutes tonight. Jabari projected at 24. Kevin Kuder, who we talked about, projected. I think they said his minutes at 25.
Yep.
Those guys are all going to be cash viable plays, including Nunn, including Hero, including Bam, including Jimmy. There's going to be a lot of people that have, I would say, 4 to 5 guys start in that first game. But Jabari Parker has played well to start this year so far. He's got a low tag because he doesn't actually log a lot of minutes, and I don't understand why, because he's pretty efficient when he plays. He was 5 of 11 shooting last game. But besides shooting, I mean, he doesn't really grab a lot of boards. He's more of a predominant scorer. And I feel like just the minutes that he's projected doesn't really do it for me. Definitely maybe a GPP play. But we'll have to go back and see. Like I said, we still got to try and wait on Will Barton and then try and decipher who we're going to want from the Miami Heat.
Yeah, now I also want to talk about Denver, because it looks like they have a lot of from, you know, around Roto players here. Meansy actually has Jokic tagged here as a core play against the Pelicans. Quite frankly, I think Jokic at 10K, I think that's the most expensive he's been all season. I certainly see why he would be tagged as a good play, but would he be better than some of our other plays that we just mentioned? I don't know. I don't think he'd make it in. I don't think we could fit him in with some of the Miami guys that we're trying to fit in after the news.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough because, I mean, Kawhi's already cemented in there. And
yeah.
Jokic, the one thing about tonight is it's easy to get Jokic and Kawhi. Because the next expensive stud is, I don't know, Brandon Ingram at 7.9. So it's definitely doable to have Jokic and have Kawhi and then have, you know, Hero and, I don't know, you're talking about Jamal Murray and, oh, God, I just roll my eyes because I cannot stand that guy.
Just so volatile.
What?
Just so volatile.
Yeah, he's just so hit or miss, and he's just so inconsistent. He's a pain in the ass. But yeah, Jokic, I mean, he's got 2 triple-doubles so far this year. His usage is down these last couple games. Against Dallas, he had a triple-double, but he only scored 10 points. He had 10, 10, and 10, which is just, I feel like that's a weird night for Jokic. You're used to seeing him score, you know, I don't know, 20-plus at least. And he's only had more than 20 points once. He's had 23. I guess he had 20 against Portland in that first game, but I don't know what's going on with Jokic, but I feel like he hasn't been as productive. Maybe a slow start. You saw a guy like Mike Conley last night, who's been playing absolutely terrible, find his stroke last night. The guy was just raining three. So it's still early in the season. You can definitely get, like I said, Jokic and Kawhi in tonight, and that's going to be something that you and I are going to have to discuss if that's a route we want to take or not. But it's going to be tougher to fit in a guy like Ingram and a guy like Aldridge if we have Jokic and Kawhi, because then we're going to have those bottom of the tier guys like Kevin Huerter, and then we might not be able to have like Bembre and Parker and Nunn and Hero. So there's still a lot to discuss between you and I to get this lineup pumping. But
yeah, so if you guys heard that correctly, it's just the one thing that me and TJ prioritize is injury news, because once the injury news comes out and somebody's ruled out, all the usage goes completely somewhere else. And that's the one thing you guys have to look at. You cannot lock somebody in at the beginning of the day and be like, this is the guy I'm playing. It can change at any point in time, even if he's the most obvious person on the slate at 9 a.m. in the morning. So, like as of right now, we're talking as of obviously right now. So pending that Barton news, we're going to probably go Leonard, probably Jokic and some Miami guys. If you guys are trying to get a cash build, that's what we were looking at. Obviously, I like Aldridge tonight. I know TJ isn't as high on him, but Aldridge is another great cash play.
No, I am. But
yeah, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Aldridge is a good guy.
I think cash-wise, I think he's going to carry a decent amount of ownership. You got to look at that over/under. That everybody in that last game is going to be, pretty decently owned. Have you thought about GPP plays at all?
A little bit, but I just want to touch base. Yeah, guys, with injuries, it's all about opportunity. That's the biggest thing, because if you're getting the minutes that put you on the court more, obviously, it's going to give you more usage. It's going to give you more chance to score, rebound, steal, block, what have you. It's just it's all about how many minutes somebody's going to play, and then what they do with that opportunity when that specific person is out. So, like, I know we took Matt. I know I was frustrated the other night. We took Derrick Rose with Reggie Jackson off, and then obviously Blake Griffin. And Rose didn't do that well for us, but he took 15 shots. He only hit 3 of them. So yeah. I mean, if in that situation again, I'm going to take Derrick Rose every single time, because the opportunity is there. It depends on if he makes do with the opportunities or not, and that's obviously out of our control.
Yeah, so you take, on the flip side, you take somebody like Eric Gordon last night, who's projected 34 minutes, right? You obviously know that the usage isn't going to be there with Eric Gordon this year, just because they have Westbrook and Harden. They literally do everything. So we were joking yesterday when we were pumping out a video, or when I was pumping out the video right before I did that. We were like, yeah, Eric Gordon's literally just going to shoot 5 threes the entire game. That's all he's going to do. Sure enough, TJ texted me.
No, you said he was going to make 5 threes, and he did make 5.
Yeah, I said he's going to make 5 threes, and that's all he's going to do for the rest of the night. TJ texted me and said, look, 5 threes. And we just started both laughing. So it just goes to show you, like, players like that, just because they're given minutes, they're not a usage hog on the court. Sometimes you have to crunch those numbers, which is exactly why we have this sheet here. We do this every single day. So if you guys are wondering why, I keep pulling up the sheet.
Cat and JoJo both suspended 2 games, so.
Only 2?
For that stuff. Yeah.
I kept seeing parody accounts. Go ahead.
Yeah, for those of you who took the cash lineup last night, thank my man, Matt's man, Bertans and Devin Booker, because getting ejected, it was not good early, but everybody stepped up, thank God.
FYI, I think Bertans and Booker ended up being our last 2 slots as well. Like, we kept going.
Dude just buries 3s. It's incredible.
Yeah, we kept going back and forth between those. We kept going back and forth between a couple builds, and we ended up going Booker and Bertans, and those guys were definitely a difference maker last night. So, fortunately,
who's that guy that I really wanted in the lineup all night?
Yeah, Brogdon. Yeah, Brogdon is the man. He's gotten off to a great start this season.
He's Oladipo on steroids, because he actually can pass the ball and get other guys involved.
Okay, I'm an Oladipo fan, so don't say that.
All right, GPP plays, back to the well, DeJounte Murray, 6.9K tonight?
5.9.
5.9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's he's been nailed so far this year. Again, just to reiterate, he's only projected at 24 minutes. he will not eclipse that mark. Playing the Clippers, the Spurs have been playing at a higher pace so far this year. The Clippers also like to run the floor for sure, especially when they get Trez in the game. They go quick. DeJounte Murray definitely will make the most of his 24 minutes tonight. I love him as a GPP play.
I can actually agree with you. Vegas likes Murray. His projection ownership is around 5% for GPP tournaments. I don't think Murray's going to be that decently owned at all. So I would take a stab at Murray in every GPP as well.
Yeah. Another GPP is Zubac. 3,900. What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
I feel like you're lagging. Sorry. Zubac projected 3,900 tonight. The thing with him is when he gets his minutes, he is so productive. He's averaging 1.32 fantasy points a game right now. Ben Simmons not getting suspended for making that tap out.
He should be.
Yeah, 1.32 fantasy points a minute. The thing is with Zubac is they like to get Trez in there because they like to play at a higher tempo, and I feel like he kind of slows it down a little bit. But he's a very good player. Only projected at 19 minutes, so it's tough to say, I want to have him in all my GPPs, but if I do play a GPP tonight, which I will, he will definitely be in there. And another guy, Jahlil Okafor, 3,400, again, only projected at 17 minutes. Him and Hayes actually split time at center last game for the Pelicans with Derek Favors out. I think I don't know if he got technically ruled out yet. But he did. Okay, so actually, it looks like Okafor's going to start. Did they update his minutes? Because that's
good question. Let me update. Well, he doesn't normally play. He plays around 20 minutes anyway, I think.
Well, he was in a lot of foul trouble last game, and that's why Hayes got an opportunity.
That's true.
Hayes was incredible. But I'd be interested to see Ja's minutes are still at 17. All right. Definitely a GPP play. I mean, he only played 12 minutes against Golden State when he was supposed to log. I think he was set at like 21. He got in foul trouble, and Jason Hayes actually dominated. He played 23 minutes and hit, I think it was like 10 times value, maybe 11. Shot 9 of 11 from the field. So with Favors out, I mean, I'm definitely going to take a stab with Okafor and a stab with Hayes tonight for the Pelicans.
I can't disagree with that. You've obviously done some researching about the Pelicans last game. I did not know that they split minutes like that.
Yeah. And then obviously Kenrith Williams too was.
Yeah, he was great.
So depending on what his minutes are going to be, but if Drew Holiday's back, so that might fluff off some things. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I don't think they've had a game where they've just had Favors out. So I mean, I'd take a stab with some of those big guys for the Pelicans, and maybe it'll pay off.
I think that covers GPP plays because I don't really see. Oh, John Collins. Another player that Vegas is really high on is John Collins. He's only projected 8% ownership in GPPs. 8.3, projected 43.6. That will cover his price tag easily, depending on how much, depending on how many opportunities Collins gets. He could definitely be a GPP flyer just because of that low projected total there for Atlanta. John Collins is definitely a good play. I'm going to take a look at the top here. JaMychal Green isn't tagged by Roto as being a good play. 3.3, 23 minutes at 6.8 value. That is definitely a great play. He's just not going to carry the ownership that everybody's suspecting against the Spurs. So another good player just because he's projected at 23 minutes. We already mentioned Zubac being a great play. They have Trey Lyles tagged here at 22 minutes. Anybody with a low minute projection is going to be low owned, so just keep that in mind. But I think that pretty much covers our cash and GPP. Do you have any final thoughts, TJ?
Yeah, sorry, man. I just walked in.
Yeah.
No, I think we covered most. So cash builds, definitely going to try and get Jokic and Kawhi in if you can, but definitely cement Kawhi in that lineup. Try and decipher who you want between those Miami Heat. Now that Justice Winslow is out, get Bembre in there. Think about Jabari Parker and Hooter. And, GPP plays, like I said, some of those bigs for the Pelicans. And John Collins and DeJounte Murray.
Awesome. Well, thanks
That's all I got. We got to go figure out what we're going to do now with that lineup. So.
Yep. If you guys aren't signed up yet, go to dailygrindfantasy.net. Sign up for a membership. There's plenty of membership options. Don't DM us and ask us for prices because they're all on the website. Feel free to check those out. We are very affordable, and obviously we crunch numbers every single day, all day, every day. So, we know what we're doing. We're very efficient. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a happy Halloween, and hopefully we can cash tonight and win you some money.
Like and